Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me once again today. I'm your host, Derek Lane, another edition of the Fast Lane Podcast for Success. Again, thank you for joining me. I appreciate the listenership, and let's get going. Today, let's talk a little bit about programming for success, reaching your frequency, maybe tuning in for success, however you want to say it. And what I mean by that is, by tuning in or reaching your frequency, I want to talk about your energy. I want to talk about the energy that's out there that you harness. See, I know I talked a little bit in the last episode about what you give is what you get. And this is kind of the same theme, but I want you to think about it in the terms of energy. In the terms that energy is power, energy is knowledge. Your thoughts are energy. Where do thoughts come from? How do you manufacture a thought? Well, it is simply energy, if you will. You look at it as electric, an impulse. I've quoted before Emerson that said that I never wrote anything of my own volition. I was merely a conduit to the great ethosphere. Which what he meant is that he tapped into the energy field that we're all, accessible to. We're all available to tap into the energy field that's out there. It's how you program your brain, your mind, your soul to accept it. To say that I'm willing to accept it, I'm willing to understand it. And that's why meditation is so popular and so powerful, because when you slow down and you stop fighting things, you're able to receive. In other words, when you just let things flow, when you let things just be, you're able to receive. You're able to get clarity in your life. If you have a life of confusion, things are always, convoluted, and you're not really flowing. You're pressing against something. You're always trying your hardest, and you feel like that it's not really working your way. In other words, you're swimming against the tide. Okay, sometimes stop, relax, evaluate everything in your life, and allow the positives to enter, the negatives to be washed away. When your thinking becomes positive and your expectations becomes expectant positive results, that's when it starts to flow easy. It's been said that if you wake up in the morning and you expect good things and if you truly believe good things are going to happen to me today, something good is going to happen today, something good will happen to you today, but you have to believe it. And it's not a manufactured belief. It's almost an understanding, a premonition, a precognitive understanding that something good is going to happen to me because I deserve it. Something good is going to happen and come my way because that's what happens in my life. I draw things to me that are positive. When you set out on a career path, a success path, and you make it your own, you own it, and you understand the things that you put in, hard work, laborious efforts to achieve the things that you want to achieve in life, whether it's your career, your financial status, your relationships, what have you. Once you start to understand that your expectation is just as powerful as your process. In other words, you can, you fight it and you fight it and you fight it and you press and you push and you fight, which is good, but you have to understand to let it be. Once you have in your heart a clear understanding of where you're going to be and what you're going to do, it comes to you. That's the beauty of life. That's the beauty of the cosmos creating things for you. You can fight it and make it hard, or you can expect it, allow it to happen, and then when you see those little setbacks and those little bumps in the road, you just know that, hey, this is These are correction modes. These are, I'm going to correct myself here. I'm going to rethink it here. My talents and abilities allow me to do X, Y, and Z. So you continue to do X, Y, and Z because that's where your talent base is. So your frequency, think about, I guess everybody's got a cell phone nowadays, right? I've had one for, 20 plus years, I guess. I don't know. So everybody's got a cell phone. How does this work? It's not connected to anything, right? It's just a phone that, has no wires, no strings. How does this work? How do we connect with another person, 10 miles down the road, 100 miles down the road, 1,000 miles down the road in another country? How does this work? These are signals that are sent out. You can't see them. You don't see the signals being sent out, but the signals are being sent out. They're attracted to and gathered by cell phone towers that transmits. It allows it to go and be directed. You don't guide it. You have no idea how it works. In other words, you have no idea how this frequency is being diverted exactly to the person that you intended to speak with over this cellular device. And that's the same way your thoughts are. That's my point here, is that you think about your thoughts in the way of a cell phone. You put it out there, it is an energy field. Your thoughts are an energy field. You can send them out there and shoot them out there to different people, to apply different situations in your life, and it travels. The frequency travels. The frequency reaches its destination via your connecting thoughts. And so that's why so many people have so many negative effects, is because they're always in a negative mode, or sometimes in a secret negative mode. Derek, what do you mean by a secret negative mode? Well, it's where you're not convinced. It's where your subconscious mind has not accepted fully the power of your energy. And so you have these doubts, you have these moments that you just don't, you expect it to go wrong instead of expecting it to go right. And that's where you got to stop. Your expectation is everything. The power of your frequency is phenomenal. It is an awesome thing. I could give you examples, and maybe in some other podcasts I will, but I'm not going to, bore you with, stories. I just want you to understand that frequency matters. You are the cell phone tower. You are the receptor. You emanate your thoughts and you emanate your actions, your electronic frequencies. You receive them in, you give them back. And that's how it works. And so what if, like a cell phone, you only receive positive phone calls? That would be great, right? Every time we answer the phone, we're excited. It's the only thing you want to do. It's like, I can't wait for my next phone call because I've got great news coming. In today's society, we never know when a phone call is met. You get a phone call. Oh, crap, really? Man, wow, how did that happen? Negative. Or, oh, awesome, man, that's fantastic. So you never know. But with your expectation mode, your frequency mode that you put out, you receive, you block the negative. You only accept the positive because that's what's coming through. Come through in the positive light, in a positive way. I hope I haven't lost too many of you with this. I know it's a little bit of a shift from our normal conversations, but I want you to really, really understand that frequency and energy is invisible. Just like when you use electricity in your home. You don't see it traveling in. When you flip a light switch on and the lights come on, you just know that it's there and it works. The same way with your thoughts. Only you can direct your thoughts. You can make sure that your thoughts are positive. You can put a barrier up to the negative thoughts. Only allow the positives in. The filter is in your brain, is in your mind. The mind is more powerful than any computer ever conceived. The mind, it's been said that, we've only tapped the potential of our brain, to, 5 or 10% or whatever, some minuscule amount. Well, that's quite possible. So think about what your brain does and what your mind does already. You don't think about breathing. You just breathe. You don't think about making your heart beat. Oh, I got to make sure my heart beats today. No, it just does. Autonomic. It just does. And that's what your brain does. It's on an autopilot for the functionality of your body and your system. We never think about that. So think about the things that you can attract into your life and the power that you can have within your own body, within your own brain. It's there for you. You have to harness it. And I guess maybe that's some of the secrets and the mysteries of the human mind, the things that we need to learn, the evolution that we're constantly going through. I feel like that I'm smarter than the people, before me, because I've learned from those people. People after me will learn from me. So we're always projecting ourselves in the future, but we have to understand that we live in the now. We've talked about that in the other podcasts very, extensively. So, again, the biggest takeaway I want you to understand is that the power of frequency is for you to utilize. It's for you to make your own. Frequency being positive. Frequency being one of success. The success path that you are endeavored to. Okay? Kind of a short podcast tonight, and I'm going to kind of let it go for that. But, I truly, really want you to understand just that your thoughts control you. Everything that you are right now is a result of your thoughts. Every single little thought. So when you have the unique ability to control your thoughts. Even though you don't think you do, you do. So don't let outside influences, especially the negative ones, control you. Oh, and they're out there. They want to control you because there are people out there that understand how the brain works and they understand what makes it happen to you. The reptilian brain. The reptilian brain is what most people operate on, and it's based on survival. Think about it in a caveman sense. The reptilian brain is just that. Eat, sleep, procreate. That's it. But it is such a powerful element to your brain. And when you evolve and you get to the other portions of your brain, finally till you get to the neocortex, where you're above the primary and basic functions of your brain, and you understand and you're not swayed by things. It's very powerful. So there again, rehashing. Think of yourself in the form of frequency. Think of yourself in the form of understanding. No matter where you're at right now, no matter where you are, if you feel like you're at the bottom of the barrel, you put yourself there. Do not vacillate within the corridors of failure. Hopefully I said that right. Understand the power that you have, because I believe a higher power puts you on the face of this planet to become greater, to become a teacher, to enlighten others. When you give yourself up and you allow yourself to live for others, you can seek fame and fortune all day long, and there's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with that, as long as you remember that everyone that you come in contact with matters. Everyone that you come in contact with matters. Okay? So, all right. Guys, thanks so much for bearing with me on this one. And I really, I want you to understand and take away from this, a means